Okay, folks, I am going to show you how to populate the circle of fifths with all of your major key signatures. So these are the ones on the outside. So one of the first ways that you can do this is just to count fifths. So we know that no sharps, no flats is C major. So we're just going to write that there. Now, one of the easiest ways to use the circle of fifths is literally to start on C, use the C major scale, and go up 5. C, D, E, F, G. And that will give you your next key signature. Now that we've done that, what we're now going to do is base our next key signature. We're going to start with G as our do and do the G major scale up 5. G, A, B, C, D. That gives us our next key signature. So now we are going to base this off of D major. And so we're going to go D, E, F sharp, G, A. The first 5 notes of the D major scale. And again, it's going to give you the sharps or flats that you're going to need to make that scale. They're right here in the key signature. So our next one up, our next 5 up is A. So A is our next key signature. Now we're going to base it on A, B, C sharp, D, E, which gives us our next major scale here. So E major is going to have 4 sharps, and now we're going to do E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. That gives us our next key, B. So that's B major. Now to find our next one, we're going to do B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp. This is where it becomes super important to note. You have to include the sharps or flats. Like if you have a C, you're going to have to make it C sharp, because here, if you call this regular F, you're going to end up with kind of a big mistake, because this next key here is F sharp major. If you call it F major, that's going to be a world of hurt, because we already have a key signature that is F major and it doesn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sharps. So now that we have F sharp major, we're going to go F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C sharp. That's going to give us our next key, which is C sharp major. Great. Okay, now we've run out of sharps, right? We ran out of them. So what we're going to do now, you've probably noticed that they're over here at 5 o'clock on our big clock. We started having some flats. We ended up having key signatures that have flats in them. So what we're going to do here is look at the enharmonic name for B major. So we've got B major with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sharps. Now over here, our flat key signature, of course, we're not going to call it B major, but the enharmonic of B that matches this key signature is C flat. So we have also C flat major. What happened there? All right, so our C flat major, and we can check that really quickly by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back 1. That is C flat. Okay, so we have C flat major. Now, we can just look at the enharmonic and say, oh, okay, we've got F sharp, the enharmonic of that, that's G flat. But it also works if you want to do C flat, D flat, E flat, F flat, G flat. We could still just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 based on that scale and get our answer, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and do that and go through that process. So we have both F sharp major and G flat major. And then again, here with C sharp, we could also say C sharp, the enharmonic of that is D flat. But again, if you want to do it with G flat as your do, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, it still gives you the right answer, okay? And we're going to need that as we go through here, because now we have D flat major, And we don't have sharps anymore. We're out of sharps. So we're going to go D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat. And that is going to give us this key signature here. A flat, and then same thing. A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat. So E flat is our next key. Same thing here. We're going to go E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. That's going to give us our next fifth up. So we have B flat major. Then we have B flat, C, D, E flat, and F. Notice, this is where we have F major. So before, when I was like, you're going to be in a world of hurt if you end up doing F down here where we had all of these sharps, right? So what's in the key signature when you're creating the next thing, that is incredibly important. Okay, so that is how to get each of the major keys by using the actual fifths method. You can check your work by how we sometimes identify major keys using flats or sharps without a circle of fifths. So what you might do whenever we have sharp keys is we go to the last sharp, meaning furthest to the right, and then we go up a half step. You can reference a piano keyboard and say, all right, F sharp up a half step is G. That gives you our G major that we have here. Same thing here, F sharp, C sharp, up a half step from C sharp is D major. So you can check your work. G sharp is our last sharp, up a half step, A, D sharp, up a half step, E, A sharp, up a half step, B. Then we have E sharp. Remember, E sharp is an enharmonic. It shares the same key as F natural. Up a half step from that is F sharp, not regular F. Then we have last sharp is B sharp. Again, in between B sharp is the same key as C natural. Up a half step is going to be C sharp. So we can check all of our answers and make sure that they're correct. Now again, how do we do that with our flats? Well, what we're going to do there is we can look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let's go with 7. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we go back 1, and that gives us our name. So we have C flat major. Great. Do the same thing. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, back 1, G flat. Same thing here, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, back 1, D flat. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, back 1, A flat. B flat, E flat, A flat, back 1, E flat. B flat, E flat, back 1, B flat. And then some of y'all just memorize that 1 flat is F, but also remember that the way that we can check that, our last flat is always fa, fa, mi, re, do. That works no matter what we do. So even from like E flat, fa, mi, re, do, B flat, right? You can do that with flat keys as well. Okay, so that is a way of checking that we have filled in the keys in the circle of fifths correctly. So we did it both ways with counting up by fifths and then also checking our work by using identifying tricks for sharps and flats. Hope that helps.